Hi, and welcome to our latest video from an area of London we love, and that's Camden. And hopefully by the end of this video, you'll want to check it out too. And as always, don't forget to subscribe and click notify so you don't miss any of our future content. So as I said, Camden's in London. In fact, it's a borough of London, but we're just going to focus on one key area, and that's Camden Town. That red area ringed in blue. Your nearest tube station will be Camden Town, and that's on the Northern Line. We'll be focusing on its high street, the canal, its markets and Hawley Mews. So let's get started with the high street then. And it's not like any other you've probably seen. Hello Camden. That sign written above a Pret-a-Manger, but don't expect too many big name brands here. Oh, I need to say this was shot in January 2020. Before the COVID outbreak, so that's why people aren't wearing face masks. So what are you thinking then? Have you seen anything quite like this? It's all a bit rock and roll. And even on a grey old day in January, it sings with colour. So Camden is home to some amazing street art, and also one of London's most vibrant music scenes, but that's one for after dark, so maybe another time. But for now, let's look at another feature of Camden, and that's its canal. While I say its canal, it sits on the Regent's Canal, which runs from Limehouse Basin in the east all the way through to Little Venice, where it joins the Grand Union Canal. If you're arriving into London via King's Cross or St Pancras Station, then it's worth noting you can follow the towpath up to Camden, and it's about 35 to 45 minutes depending on how you amble. And our experience of canal boats has told us that it slows you down. It takes life at a slower pace, so much different to the world right next to it. Now the canal intersects the High Street, or what I used to know as Camden Lock, but since making this I've found out it actually goes by another name, and that's the Hampstead Road Lock. There you go, you just live and learn. But it's still Camden Lock to me. As I said earlier, if you take this canal one way, you'll end up at the River Thames at Limehouse, or the other way you'll end up at Little Venice, which then you'll join the Grand Union Canal, and where next? Liverpool? Now at Camden Lock you get a real taste for Camden. Sorry, that's a terrible pun. But here's a great food market for you to explore. Plus, if you notice at the top, a brewery. But a word of warning, you may want to save yourself. And you'll find out why in a minute. And now let's discover Camden's markets. It actually just sits under the umbrella term of Camden Market, but as you'll see from this video, there's a lot more to it than just one market, and this is the reason I think you're going to want to explore it. And explore you will, because this is not one open space. There's many little individual areas that you'll go off to discover. And there's that famous Camden Lock sign. That's where I got it from. And to our right is another hall full of goodies. And of course, more choice on food too. In fact, there's plenty of choice on food. You can go on a world tour here. But for 1 second, don't think this market is all about food. Oh, it's so much more. And this is the reason why I love it. This is where I think you can possibly pick up your best gift in London, your unique memento of your visit. I think all this unofficial merchandise has a very British feel to it. And I really do think there is something for everyone. And this is what I mean about multiple markets. The Horse Tunnel Market, the West Yard, Stables Basement. There's just so many places to go and explore. And you really feel like you're exploring. The question is, when will it end? Well, I'm going to let you into a secret. You've got a bit of a journey yet. So how long should you expect to spend here? Well, I've been here many times, and this was a real whirlwind tour for us, and we did it in about an hour and a half, and we didn't visit everywhere. And if you want a coffee while you're here, there's just one place, Italian Avenue. And in January, why not have an ice cream? Sorry, a gelato. We did. You've got the sound of Italian music being piped along this little avenue. It's fabulous. You didn't think we were done yet, did you? No, there's plenty more. There's such an eclectic mix of stores and stalls here. There really is going to be something for everyone. And now a quick question. Have you been to Camden Market? What have you picked up? And did you love it too? Leave us a comment below to let us know. Now, I said we'd be coming here for years. Over to the left is Chalk Farm Road, and we bought our first Japanese futon back in 1989 there, and brought it all the way back to our home on the other side of London in the back of an original Mini. And I just love this. A sweet shop, Hans and Gretel. Doesn't it just look magical? Camden attracts an eclectic mix of individuals, none more so than the late great Amy Winehouse, who lived in the area until she sadly passed away. So Camden certainly has its own feel and its own vibe, and it's a place, as I said, we really love. It reminds me, and this may sound strange, but of Folkestone in Kent, that coastal town that has gone through a revival, which has spirit in its streets. I'll pop up a link so you can check that out if you're interested. And where else in London do you see two grey androids standing outside the front of a shop? And there's one final place I'd love to show you, and that's just across the Chalk Farm entrance to Camden Market, and that's Horley Mews. This is a little lane dedicated to street art, as you can clearly see, and these works I find are truly stunning. So that brings this week's video to a close. Thanks so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Stay safe, stay well.